Was geht, meine Freunde? Herzlich willkommen zu meinem nächsten Video. Ich bin euer Helium. Ihr seht jetzt in diesem Video den Podcast von TheSaffronMan, bei dem ich zu Gast war, letzte Woche Samstag, zu dem Zeitpunkt, zu dem ich dieses Video hier aufnehme, das Intro. Was haben wir in dem Podcast bequatscht? Es ging um das 10-fach-Event, es ging um meinen Podcast, den ich starten will. Dazu verlinke ich jetzt hier oben noch ein Video, da könnt ihr dann nachgucken, die Infos, was mit dem Podcast abging, was wir da so geplant haben, gemacht haben. Dann geht es da noch um den aktuellen Status mit dem Chat. Es kommen neue Mods in den Chat, in den Ingame-Chat. Dann geht es darum, dass einer der anderen Mitgäste Platinum erreicht hat und was da so abging. Dann geht es um die neue Legendary aus dem Doom Tower Hard, Thea, wie die so ist, allgemein den Doom Tower, allgemein den Status vom Spiel und so. Und es war eine wirklich lustige, wirklich geile Runde. Es hat mega Spaß gemacht, komplett auf Englisch. Also alle, die kein Englisch können, tut es mir wirklich leid. Aber es wird noch Podcasts geben, von meiner Seite aus, komplett auf Deutsch, aber auch auf Englisch. Deswegen, aber für jeden, der jetzt einfach kein Englisch kann, ich muss euch jetzt leider einfach damit vertrösten und dann wird es irgendwann deutsche Podcasts geben, sorry. Ja, das war es eigentlich soweit. Dann wünsche ich euch viel Spaß beim Hören und dann sehen wir uns im Outro wieder. Bis gleich.
Hi everyone, how you doing? I am TheSaffronMan. Welcome back to Shadow Legends Assemble episode 42. We're going to be welcoming Helium Gaming to the first time for the podcast. We've got a whole bunch of topics, so let's get into it. Who do we have with us? And let's just jump right on in. We've got so many topics. We can talk for 2 hours and just still not get through all the topics. So let's just jump right on into it. Rufus, back again, my friend. How you doing? You've had a face reveal on YouTube. Finally, how you doing?
Thank you very much, my friend. I'm doing great and always happy to be in such good company. I welcome in every single person to this podcast. Yeah, I've been doing pretty cool, pretty good. As you said, first video with camera. So this is going to be the new for me from now on. And I actually worked on more videos this week, but just didn't have time to upload them. So I'll be doing that over the weekend.
So hashtag Rufus posting 2 videos a day sometime soon, right? Is that what we're hearing?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Haley, you just sit tight. I'm coming for it.
Mate, that'd be awesome. I'm down for that. And welcome back again is Helium Gaming, all the way from Brazil. How are you doing, sir? You've had quite a week. We're going to be talking about that in a little bit. But yeah, how you doing, man? Thanks for being here again.
Yeah, thank you, man. I love to be here. Such a good company. Rufus, my partner. I think every time I'm here, he's also here, and thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure, man. It's always great to have you on, man. We've got some really cool. I mean, you've had a great week. You've been on Hades, Twitch. We're going to talk about. You've had a couple of birthdays, which is kind of a regular, which we're going to talk about. But
yeah,
as the weeks go, it's been a good one for you, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Keeping you busy. And obviously welcoming back to the podcast as well. First time in a hot minute, and the one and only Want to Miss. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, Saf, I'm good today. Feeling good. Honestly, kind of excited just to talk about Raid. It's been a bit. A lot has happened, and I feel like I don't know. Maybe other people have different opinions, but I've been pretty happy with the game recently. So it's good to just talk to some like-minded people about it instead of a lot of negativity going on.
Right, yeah. And it's always good to have you on. So the last time we had one just before Christmas in the year, lots has happened since. We've had the whole Doom Tower been released, a whole bunch of champs. We've had new sets been implemented. Arenas had a little bit of change. The game has kind of changed a lot since the last time he's been on. So yeah, looking forward to getting some of your opinions on that. But thanks again for being here, mate. It's a pleasure. And the first time ever, we've got Helium Gaming all the way from Germany being here with us today. Thank you very much, Helium. How are you doing, man? And welcome.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me. Yeah, it's a pleasure for me. I'm doing great. Sitting at home because of all this COVID stuff.
Yep.
Since the start of last year. So, yeah. But I'm doing great. Started content creating about 11 weeks ago on YouTube and 4 weeks ago on Twitch. So, yeah, everything is fine.
So long-time followers of my channel will recognize Helium. So, way back when I just started out, I needed this, I needed that, and your chat found out I didn't have a bed, and Helium was like, we need to sort that out. and they literally set up a GoFundMe and they got me a bed, right? And so yeah, I'm ever thankful for Ilya for sorting it out for me. So GG for that. That was just how we started. We started with nothing, not even a bed. And yeah, I'll just be ever grateful for that. So always. So thanks a lot, mate. That was awesome. GG.
You're welcome.
Mate, it is what it is. But yeah, ever grateful. Chat will always remember that, and it's good, man. But yeah, welcome to your first podcast, and we've got some news for you today as well. You've got a few things up in the works, but you've been busy as well, right?
Of course I am, yes. I will start my own podcast series. I think not next week, but in 2 weeks, because next week is very busy in the German content creation. Farbstoff, I don't know if you know him. He has his 8K special for YouTube.
Yep.
And he will open over the weekend about 8,000 ancient shards.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Jesus.
they are all busy.
8,000 ancient shards, mate. That's
Yes,
gonna take the
of
weekend just to open.
Yes. He has a plan for the whole weekend with timestamps when to open for who and everything. It will be a blast.
Mate, that's awesome. Shout out though. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about your podcast in a little bit. Let's jump right into your origin story, buddy. So you mentioned you've been creating content for 11 weeks on YouTube, a few less weeks on Twitch. But how did Raid sort of get on your radar? And I mean, you've been involved in the community, as we've mentioned already. How did you work your way into the community? How did Raid become a thing of your life?
Because I've played Clash of Clans and Clash Royale and watched Ash all time on YouTube. Every day I watched all videos of him, and he advertised for Raid on his channel and said, hey, try this game. It's awesome. It's very nice. It's funny. And the graphic hooked me up. So I started playing and immediately got addicted.
Just like everyone else, I would imagine.
Yes, of course.
So did you do much research before you started playing the game, or did you just throw yourself in? And who was the first champion that you picked?
I just threw myself in the game. I downloaded it, started an account, and just played. I picked Elaine because I liked the archer type champion. And just played a little bit, made some mistakes, wasted my energy and something like this. And after that, I started to watch some guides because I had no clue what to do. It was too much. Raid is too big. If you're new to the game, it's too big.
There's lots to take in a quick time, right? I
Yes,
think
of course.
even when we started a couple of years ago, like, I mean, there was no content or anything like that, but it still took you several weeks to get to grips with everything, if not several months. I think even more so for newer players now, and there's so much going on for newer players. People were asking me for Doom Tower like help all the time. I'm like, well, you know, you're like 10 days in. It's not really meant for you. I'll come back to that in a little while, right? And just chip away weekend. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty tough. There's so much going on in this game, lots to digest. So Elhain was your first pick. Was she your first 60 as well?
Yes, of course, because I watched the right guides from Hellhades and Ash, and they told me or us. First 6-star has to be your starter. So I grinded for Elaine. It took me about 3 weeks, I think.
Oh god, it takes a long time to get that first champ up and running, doesn't it? Really, unless your name is Slinks. Your first Lego pulled, and how long did it take you to get that Lego?
My first Lego pulled was Blood Gorged.
Hey, snap! High five!
Yes.
It's my first Lego too. Mate. Yeah, I regretted it as well.
it took me about 2.5 months, I think. I think about 2.5 months, and I don't know. I made nothing about from Blood Gorged. I wasn't that excited of Blood Gorged. So I put him in the vault and played with the rest what I had, but I had no good pull. That was the problem. I had no good pull. I had no apothecary for 7 months. I had nothing to do nothing to play with the first 7 months. I had no counterattack, nothing. I played clan boss till nightmare with just rares and 1 epic.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's it. And after 7 months, I got Apothecary. I got in 4 weeks Skullcrusher, Valkyrie, and Martyr.
Yep.
in 4 weeks. And yeah, since my 7th month, my account skyrocketed. Now I have everything. I have a Krisk. I have everything. I don't know what to do. I have no resource. I can't level all of them. I got too much in the last month. And in the last 4 weeks, I got 3 more Blood Gorged.
That's just Plarium saying you passed the test, right? You hung in there, and now you get the rewards.
Yes, of course.
You've earned it. Now you claim it.
That's a hell of a boost to an account, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I was overwhelmed. Every week, I pulled something new, and it was a blast for me. And now, yesterday, we made my 2-to-1 ratio unkillable Batman, Bat Eater comp. So yeah, now everything is going well.
Where did you use Blood Gorge? When you said you put them in, but have you ever used Blood Gorge anywhere? I mean, when I say first Legos are usually helpful for those people's accounts, Blood Gorge was my first Lego after a few months, and I kind of had to use him in Arena and a few other dungeons. But back then, his A2 was different, right? He would attack 4 enemies at random, and if there was a boss, you could attack the boss 4 times and get a lot of damage out of it. But now it attacks all enemies, and so it's slightly different now. And as soon as they make that change, he became sort of useless for me, if I'm honest. I did use him every now and then for the damage on bosses, but did you use him anywhere at all?
I used him in Faction Wars and a little bit in the Arena, but that's it. That's it. And now I still use him in Faction Wars because he's a hard-hitting solo target champion, and he can lock out the whole wave for 1 round. So he's okay, but there are better champions.
I really wish I could get my books back, if I'm honest. I was like, did I book him? Yeah, looks like I did.
I think I didn't throw any books in him, but I can look.
Yang, if you could get books back on any character that you've booked so far, who would it be? I'm going to ask everyone. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll probably get my Lego books for my Elhain too.
Elhain. Mate, that's rare books.
No, he said I think
he
needs
Lego
some used legendary books.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Sorry, that took a while to compute. I didn't understand what you said. No way you use Lego books on Elhain.
Yeah, I think I used like 5.
Oh no!
Wow.
Deadwood, I hope you're
like,
watching.
Okay, I was like, okay, this is my first character. I will invest everything on her. So Lego books all the way, yay!
I take your Lego books on and raise you a couple Lego books on Skullcrusher before feeding him to 6-star Kale.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Ouch!
I was really doing random stuff when I started up. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was doing a clan boss team with Deadwood before Christmas, and he spent an hour doing this team, and I then booked a certain champ with Lego books. It was an epic with Lego books, and it ruined the whole hour that he spent on that. I was like, he wasn't very happy with me there, but I did spend Lego books on an epic. That's the only time I've really done that. What's the best? Any characters you'd like to get your books back, or any horror stories like that? Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to. I mean, there's a decent chunk of legendaries that I've booked, and then now they're kind of sitting in the vault just because I've moved past them.
Yeah.
But for ones that I straight up like regret, it would have to be. It's probably my second Ray. I have 3 Rays now. I've fully booked 2 of them. She's a good champion, but I just like I don't know. I thought I needed
step too
2 for
far.
3v3 arena, and so like I preemptively booked both of them, and then I
Right.
never used the second one. So
Oof.
Is this malleable or want to mess? What's going on here? Mate, literally that's what Manable did for the chicken contest. He just literally preemptively just booked a whole bunch of champs because he could. But yeah, fair play, man. So I've got a queue system, right? I've got a priority system. When I get books, it goes on a certain. Like I'm trying to book Go at the moment and trying to finish him, and then I've got another champ in the queue. I've never had so many books to preemptively just go. Oh, I think I might use that champ one day. Let me put 18 books on it.
No. I wasn't just like sitting on books and had a Manny had like 200 plus at one point.
Right.
I specifically bought those. They haven't sold them in a long time, but the 10 Lego book pack for $50.
Yeah.
I bought 2 full sets because you could buy 3 at a time. I bought 2 sets of those, planning for 3v3 because before that, you didn't really need that many legendaries for arena, and I wanted to take 3v3 seriously. It's arena. I care about arena.
Yeah.
And then like the first like 2 months of 3v3 was basically a joke. And even once we started using, quote unquote, real teams, I didn't even use the extra ray. So I was definitely pretty bummed.
Lesson learned. I like it though, man. That's a cool story. Let's finish off Helium's origin story. Helium. So we found out your first Lego. Found out how long it took you to get that Lego. First sort of biggest mistakes that you made. Anything that you could do again if you had the chance, i.e., misfed champs or badly built champs. Did you focus on a certain area in the game before you should have, like a little too early? And what are your thoughts?
Yes, I got about 2 or 3 weeks after I got my blood gorged, I got Queen Eva.
Right.
And it was like, oh my god, the best campaign farmer. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I was just 3 months in the game, had no idea what to do, and got a bunch of legendary books and thought I need the books for Queen Eva so she can be the best campaign farmer for me. So I put about 10 legendary books in Queen Eva, and after 2 weeks I was very upset about it.
Talk us through that emotion of upset, mate.
It was I realized I don't need the books, and everyone after I watched the guides of Hell Hades, and every of them told everyone said in their videos, don't book Queen Eva, you don't need it. You need just a little bit of crappy gear and she can solo 12-3. And I was like, okay, shit, I wasted 10 books and okay. And 3 months later I got Valkyrie and had no books. Still no books.
No.
Because I was a low spender. I had not I didn't get the packs from legendary books or something like that. I was hitting hard and brutal on clan boss, so you get no books. And I had still 0 books for my Valkyrie. It was really sad. really sad.
Hopefully you get a book soon. Is she booked now, or are you still waiting to book it?
Yeah, of course. Now I'm sitting on 30 legendary books. I have a lot of legendary books.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't book your third ray. Don't put them on any epics, and don't put them on a Skull Crusher and then feed the Skull Crusher. Is basically what we've learned so far today. Things that you can still improve on. Go on, Yang.
Yeah, I was in your stream when you used your Lego books on Sandlash Survivor.
Wait, don't need to rub it in. It's okay. There's a clip out there somewhere. It's already been watched hundreds of times. I'm good. Thanks for bringing it up, Yang.
But I think the painful part was using your Lego books on actually a Lego, which is Whirlim.
Well, I see. He was one of my options of maybe I would like to get Lego books back, but I still have a use. I still use it. I think he's a pretty underrated champ. I think he looks cool. He's a bit of fun. He's a bit of a gimmick. I mean, ideally, would I want those books back? Yes, potentially, but I still think he's pretty fun. I don't regret it as much as others, right? Who else do I regret real quick? I don't know. I mean, Blood Gorge is literally the number one. Are you alright? Yeah, you ordered some helium and laughing gas. Are you okay? Are you alright? You good? I think one of my hack-on smash lords. I really regret building hack-on smash lord, and now I've got 3 of them. I'm just like,
Oh.
yeah, I don't know. I booked one Morley. I need to book another one. No, I think I just regret Blood Gorge. Really, I've had more use for Whirlim than I have for Blood Gorge, but it's okay. Yeah, things that you can still improve on, Helium, whether it be like, are you working on a clan boss team, right? You say you've got your new 2-to-1 setup. Is your ice golem up to par? Where can you still improve in the game, buddy?
I'm working now on all my faction wars because I only need 140 stars, so it's not that much.
Yeah.
To get Lydia, so that's my next big goal, and I will put all my resources from now on in faction wars, because I was just working the last 2 weeks on my 2-to-1 combo for clan boss. So clan boss is set now. I can do brutal till nightmare, ultra nightmare, and that's it. So clan boss is done, and now faction wars. And after faction wars, my next goal is Doom Tower Hard.
Mate, we're going to talk about Doom Tower. I'm sure we've got various opinions on Doom Tower. That's fair enough. But yeah, and your favorite champ or team that you currently have, or a champ that that's on your most wanted list?
A champ on my most wanted list is Prince Kaima, because I want to build the speed comps for every dungeon. I'm good in the dungeons. I need about 2 minutes in every dungeon to clear it. It's 100% success rate and everything, but I want a Kaima. I have my Seer and everything. I want to build speed comps. I have Krisk, I have Draco and everything. I can build them, but I missed Kaima. So that's my most wanted. And my favorite team is my clan boss team now. I love it. It's doing so much damage, and it's easy to set up. I just need 5 clicks and it's done. So yeah, I love it.
Gosh.
Honestly, you should look into using Renegade. She can do pretty much the exact same job as Kaimar.
Yes, I was thinking about to use Renegade.
Yeah, but she
is
cools down
much
by
better.
2. Yeah, I know. Everyone was a Kaima. We all saw Murder Inc. wail out for a Kaima. That was so funny, by the way. I love that stream.
Oh yeah, that was.
I literally cancelled my stream to watch that. That was great. But yeah, Renegade is super useful. And yeah, before I got Kaima, she unlocked my spider for me, and yeah, she was great. But that was so long ago. Yeah, I think multiple Renegades might be helpful for me down the line. But yeah, she's a really cool champ. But everyone wants multiple Kaiabars, right? That's just kind of the way it goes. So, and also you also creating YouTube content as well. You're on Twitch at the moment. Do you have a favorite video that you've created so far on YouTube that we can put in the link description below, and people can go and check it out?
My favorite video. Pooh.
Yeah, one that you've put a bit of effort in, and you're just happy with the results in, right? Us content creators are perfectionists. I'm telling you, it's
Okay, wait. I have to take a look.
By the way, thanks for the follows, Blitz and Darling. Thank you. Carry on, mate. Ian, you didn't have to mute yourself because you're laughing. It's okay. It's all right. It wasn't. You can carry on laughing, my friend. It's all right. Oh God. He's having a good day. I like it.
I think one of my favorite videos is I did a comp for Apothecary and Side of the Drakes, because after I got them, they carried me through all of the dungeons. I got them too, and they carried me through all of the dungeons from 15 to 20, and it was easy mode with these 2 champions. So I think this is one of my favorite videos because it helped me a lot to improve my account, to improve the grinding in raid, and to get Arbiter, of course.
Yeah. Well, awesome, man. You send me a link of the favorite video that you made. We'll put it in the link description, and people can go and check you out, right? And they'll go to that'll be awesome. But yeah, that's the origin story of Helium. Again, thanks for being on here. let's get right into some of these topics. We've got quite a few. Let's start off with the provoke 10 times that we've got going on. Want to mess? Would you like to talk through some of these characters? Any that you've got, any that you want, and just a little breakdown of some of these champs, mate. It'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I'm looking at the list right here. I probably won't just talk about everybody.
No,
Probably
that's
just
fine.
the ones that I think that are good and worthwhile.
Yep.
So, you've got it up on the stream as well. Umbral Enchantress is the first one on the list. Void Epic. She's probably the most well known on this list in terms of like people who pull to get a specific champion.
Yeah.
She does AoE provoke for 2 turns and gives herself unkillable. So for accounts that are having issues with progressing through dungeons, if you're having a hard time like living on the waves, she is an excellent champion for that. Not only that, but you do not have to worry about investing in her. In the Demon Spawn faction, for Faction Wars, she is incredible as well. There's some very difficult waves there. She does provoke, and she also does AoE block buffs, which is super good for that one. I have her. She's still in my Faction Wars team. Very, very, very good.
Yeah, she's in my Faction Wars team too. Just lots of utility, right? And lots of crowd control, and she can be built in several different ways. There's no one way to build an Umbral. There's a bit of fun in building her up, right? You can have different uses for her.
Little stressed fact is that she also can hit hard if built as a nuker, maybe for arena teams in low gold or in silver. She can definitely nuke if you wanted her to.
Yeah, so she's got that versatility. She's obviously based on defense as well, and yeah, she can be a real tough cookie. But yeah, good start. Anyone else that sort of jump out to you? Want to mess?
Well, I have to talk about Krisk because
Yep.
I actually just pulled him last week. I pulled him during the Void 2 times, which is pretty funny that they have a 10 times afterwards.
Many congrats.
I mean, what else is there to say? He's an absolutely insane champion. I don't know if I'd call him like the literal strongest Void legendary for Arena, but he's definitely up in the top 5.
Yeah.
He is well known for putting out massive shields. That's what I'm using him for. But on top of that, he can AoE provoke the enemy team. Really, really strong. He can ally protection, extend all your buffs, etc., etc. He is used. 2 copies of him is used in the newest best world record Ultra Nightmare team. There's not much else to say. He's just an incredible champion, and I'm incredibly happy that I pulled him.
Yeah, I'm sure many of your followers aren't though. I mean, everyone wants a Krisk, and it's just like whenever people pull a Krisk, they're like, "Oh, you son of a gun!" They're like, "Well done," you know. Just they grit their teeth and like, "Well done," and no one likes seeing other people get a Krisk. At least in my experience, but congrats that you've got him.
Yeah, it's really funny. There were so in Manny's Discord, I have like my own little channel.
Yeah.
Multiple people who are like regulars on my stream, like 3 different people pulled Krisk during the 2 times, and they were all posting about it.
Wow.
And then when I finally pulled my shards, I got a Krisk as well. So it was kind of funny to see that.
Yeah, but it's good to see. We were talking before we went live. With the way that Plarium are really introducing their characters at the moment, it feels like they're trying to make 10 times more relevant by just flooding the market with characters, right? So we've got over like 550 characters at the moment. We've got a new faction coming. We might, by the end of the year, have another faction out and this and that. But there's lots of champs coming out. And the more and more champs that do come out, the more relevant a 10 times event is, right? New players are just going to be opening up for 2 times, but at some point there's going to be so many champs that 10 times are going to be more valuable to get those specific champs, you know? It's tough. But,
yes and no, actually, but because mathematically, I can say that word. Yeah.
Maths. There we go.
Yeah. Speaking of it, yeah, the numbers say that the more champion there are, the chance of getting a specific champion in a 10x or normal rates, it also dilutes, because if you make the chance math, you see that it also decreases as you increase the number of champions.
Right.
So yes, 10x will be a little bit more relevant, but the the percentage is like super low, like 0.02% chance to get a specific legendary, even in 10x.
Yeah.
And the more champions you introduce, the lower this number is. So I think if they continue to increase the number of champions, they will need to introduce, I don't know, a 20x or a 50x, because I see loads of people getting opening shards on a 10x and they don't get the champion. Like last 10x, it was for Xavia and some other champions. I pulled my shards for Xavia and I got 2 legendaries, no Xavia. No
Me
10x,
too, me too.
no 10x legendary. So I mean, doesn't make that much of a difference in a 10x. But I know I agree with your points to a certain degree.
The player would just try and make things that aren't relevant more relevant. I was saying, it wasn't so long ago where the mini mix pack was completely irrelevant, right? No one was getting a mini mix pack for whatever reason, and then they changed something in Clan Boss, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, people are getting this pack again. And the player just like to do that. I'm sure the analytics show them what people get and what they don't. But the mini mix pack wasn't recommended by anyone for whatever reason, and now it is. It's rather useful. It's got a little bit of everything. Same kind of deal with the 10 times. Us as content creators are always saying pull on 2 times, pull on 2 times, and but with the amount of champs coming out, 10 times is just becoming more relevant. But yeah, it is what it is. But we could have so many champs. If they release all these factors, we could have so many champs by the end of the year. It's going to be crazy. Right, so we basically talked about Umbral, and we talked a little bit about Krisk. Who else here has a Krisk?
Me.
Talk to us, Helium. Talk to me your experience with the Krisk. When did you get him? Yeah.
Is a beast. Krisk is a monster. He's my favorite champion. I have to admit it. My favorite champion in the game is Krisk. He's the best. You can use him in dungeons for Doom Tower, for clan boss. He's in the best clan boss or in the world record team. You can use him for arena everywhere. This champion is so amazing. Wow. I screamed. I was so happy. It was my girlfriend ran into my room here and asked me if everything is okay after I pulled the Krisk. I was so excited. It was wow.
I would probably be the same if I got a Krisk, if I'm honest. I mean, yeah, he's a very desirable champ. The fact that he goes first as well is super helpful. It is crazy old shields, and yeah, very desirable champ. If any of you guys don't have a Krisk, now's your perfect chance to try and get a Krisk, I reckon. Let's move on then. Yang, any of these characters that you have that you'd like to talk about other than Umbral and Krisk?
No.
No? We're good? We're moving on?
The champion that I would talk about, it would be Umbral Enchantress. Like, for me, she changed my 3v3 arena, because I tuned my teams to go with my Lysandra.
Yep.
So my Runde is like 160 speed, so I cannot use her without Lysandra. And when I pulled Umbral Enchantress, I could use Arbiter, then Umbral, and I could still use Runde, and I free my Lysandra to take the lead in other teams. So
okay, yeah.
She's like insane champion. Like for early, mid, and end game, she's really good. And I actually want to point out that this 10x was the first 10x that I advised all my followers to pull their voids, because they don't have many voids, and the next 2 times voids is like far away. So
yep.
I was like, okay, pull them all, try your luck. Maybe you'll get a Krisk. No matter where you are in the game, he will be insane.
Yeah, he's definitely recommend. Yeah, every now and then a times 10 comes around, and you just like, yeah, you got to give it a go. I mean, I didn't have many voids left from the 2 times, but I did open them up, and yeah, I got Jack. But it is what it is. So yeah, we talked about Umbral, and okay, so Angar needs a little bit of love. Rufus, help me out, fam. Let's talk a little bit like Angar. He was literally my first Void Lego, and I swear I used him for Fire Knight starting out for the for what was, oh my god, reflect damage, and I had Valkyrie going on with a counter attack as well, so that literally removed the shield for me. But really, I mean, he's had buffed up as well. See, Murder Rink has done a video like a few months ago, but he really does get forgotten about quite a lot, you know?
No, to be honest, Angar is definitely a very good champion. He kind of gets eclipsed a little bit by champions like Molly, for instance, who has kind of a similar kit, but definitely better. But as far as Angar goes, I don't have him. Really would be happy if I pull him during this 10x. I tried my luck a little bit. Still haven't pulled all my shards, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. So Angar, definitely a strong champion. You still see him in Platinum. Not necessarily in high platinum, and maybe Want to Miss can jump on that later. But you definitely see him in mid platinum, in low platinum, in in gold for everywhere, and also in Doom Tower for the higher stages where you find champions that would need to be CC'd consistently. He definitely does a great job in that place. But I mean, if you pull Angar, don't get angry or don't be unhappy or anything. He's definitely a good pull for if you don't have him, of course. If you pull him as a dupe, then F in chat for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he's got a great. I mean, what's mess? I mean, you've probably seen him in and around Plat Arena a lot more than myself, for example. I mean, the pros and cons of Angar in Arena, man.
I don't see. I used to see him a fair bit a couple months ago. I don't really see him too much anymore.
Okay.
He is. The thing is that immunity teams or just ways to block debuffs has become sort of like it's been the meta, but it's coming way back in, or it's coming in a lot stronger recently. So he is literally hard countered by just if you just bring in an immunity team, and if like Angar is the enemy team's win condition. Even if you happen to be slower than them, you're just gonna win anyways. So he's kind of just, like I'd argue Tormund's better in terms of like threatening crowd control, but they're both essentially hard countered by just a immunity set. So he's definitely fallen out of the meta.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's like I said though, for those that are like a little less long in the tooth in this game and you've just been playing for a few weeks or months, again, Angar is great for dungeons as well. You're going to be getting that crowd control and provoke. If you get some HP on him, make him survive, he's going to be doing bits for you. He's great in Fire Knight as well with the reflect damage, as I mentioned earlier. If you make sure the reflect damage is up and one swing comes down, that's 5 of the shield gone straight away. And then you just need your multi-hitters to do the rest, right? If you have a counter attack on with Skull Crusher as well, that's the shield gone as soon as he's hit you. And yeah, it's a really good sort of, it's not like a speed run by any means, but it's progression if you guys are looking for that. So Angar is definitely worth it in my book as well, if nothing else but for Fire Knight. Let's talk through a few more of these legends that we've got here. We've got War Chief and Morley. I've recently just pulled a War Chief, and there was lots of hype a little while ago for Doom Tower coming out that he might be a little bit useful in a Doom Tower. Who has a War Chief? Who's used him? Who hasn't?
I do have a War Chief. I haven't maxed him out. He's still sitting like minimum ascension level 50. I tried to use him for faction wars back in the day. It did help me to get to level 21, but he ended up being thrown out of the team. However, as you see War Chief performing in waves in Doom Tower, there can be uses for him. He can be definitely put to good use in some areas of the game, but unfortunately I feel that his kit is still lacking a little bit. One thing to say about War Chief is that his provoke is amongst the best in the game for PvE. You don't even need to put any books on him. He can put it for I think 3 turns if memory serves, and it's on by default on a 4-turn cooldown. So with that, you can, for instance, if you're having trouble against the Magma Dragon, he can be your definite provoke option. As long as he's tanky enough to survive the hits, he can let the rest of your team do the job. So that's one pretty good area to put him in. But I feel that he still needs a rework for his kit to really be viable in any form of PvP.
Yeah, maybe he'll be on the next rebalance list, and they'll try and tweak him out. But I still managed to get around to use him yet, and he is an odd-looking champ, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, yeah, he's going to have some uses somewhere. If you guys are playing, he's probably not the most desirable out of this list, but he does have the odd use every now and then. And as Rufus said, his provoke is rather useful. Right, the next and last legend on the list is Morley. I'm assuming many of us have a Morley. Yang, do you have a Morley? Oh,
Yeah, I do, and I really like Molly. I used her in very different ways throughout my usage of her. I started using her like what I do with Umbral Enchantress nowadays. Then I turned her to a faction war more build, and now I'm using her with a shield set to counter hegemons in 3v3 arena.
nice, man.
She's just great. She's just a great champion. Like, even in early game, the revive is very good for people that are starting, and for progression, control, mid game, and I think mid to early late game she falls a little bit off. Like, she will be kind of used in arena and kind of used in faction wars, but when you get to like late game, she becomes very useful again.
Yeah, I'd kind of agree with that. I don't see many insane late game builds with Morley in there. I mean, I've got 2 of them at the moment, and honestly, I'm mainly using them for memes and in certain areas of the games, and just having a little bit of fun with the pair of them. Helium, any experience with Morley the tankard?
Just getting destroyed by her and the rest of her team in the arena.
Right.
I don't have her. I pulled yesterday a lot of shards and today for Molly, but I got a Lugan instead.
Ooh. Well, I wouldn't mind a Lugan either, to be fair. I don't.
No, Lugan is perfect because I just have Stagnite for the Bannerlord, so I'm very happy about that. But a Molly would be better for me.
Yeah, that's great.
The thing about Molly is well, since the release of Malga in the dwarf faction, the epic dwarf that has a revive, she kind of lost her, let's say, winning condition status for faction wars. Well, not that you can't do faction wars now, dwarves 21 without a reviver. It used to be the case a little bit before the nerf. It wasn't also impossible, but it was pretty hard. Now it's much easier to do it even without a reviver, but still she's definitely a win condition on that level. If you just have a decently geared team, she can carry the rest of your roster. I also don't have a Molly. She's literally the only fusion I skipped, and I think I did because of how I thought that the sausage looked a little bit stupid, but not anymore. Definitely, I would love me a bite of that sausage. Pun intended. Well, I didn't pull for her specifically. I might still pull because the weekend is not done. I don't have her, but I do have other options to counter Hegemon. However, she definitely is one of the best, if not the best, speed counter to Hegemon as far as arena goes, and as far as CC, she's just top tier.
Yeah, I mean, I think the sausage has kind of grown on me, if I'm honest. I think when she first came out for the fusion, I was like, what? She got a dwarf with a flaming sausage on a fork, and we're grinding and spending our resources on her, right? And I was like, okay, but I mean, it's kind of grown on me. I kind of like what she's got going on. She's right. Chick with attitude. You ain't gonna mess about in every tavern, you know. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Dude, if you can check the chat, there's some pretty interesting stuff going on.
They're having fun, and they're having a great time. So I'll just let them get on with it. It's all right. And let's talk about some of these epics then. Some of these epics are a little older than others. Obviously, Crimson Helm has been a long time. Been in the game for a long time. I never personally used Crimson Helm. I was at a point where I got my Royal Guards and I was going for damage rather than crowd control. Has anyone else used the Crimson Helm?
No.
Silence.
Yep. Same deal. So no one's really using Crimson Helm. How about Seneschal? And now they updated the leech a little while ago, and he came a little bit more relevant in Clan Boss. But again, he's not really useful.
He's a. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I'll just say a couple of things about Seneschal, because when I did my Bannerlords faction wars, I really, the only Lego I had was I think Cethalia. I had a couple more Legos, but that were not usable. Cethalia was a big carry there, but Seneschal was just as much of a carry in those late levels of faction wars back then. He's great as far as his kit goes. Really, don't underestimate him. He does a lot of things that can be very useful against in PvE, specifically against waves. He can control, he can place a counterattack, he can place, I think, a Veil. The Leech also is a great addition. So he's a very well-balanced champion. He has also decent stats. So, for instance, if you build him in a Frost set, for example, he can be really good. So, yeah, for progression and for wave control in general, really, really good champion. Don't be sad if you pull him. If you don't have any other options, just work on him. It's just, let's say, situationally speaking, as far as waves go, just as good as an Umbral.
And want to mess anything to add on Seneschal?
I would kind of agree that I think he's actually an underrated champion. He does AoE provoke on the whole team, plus counterattack on himself. There's no chance for it to weak hit, so it's always going to place as long as you don't get 3% resisted. I think he's really, really good for faction wars. He just unfortunately takes a good chunk of books. So, but I'm happy with him.
Nice. But apart from faction wars, where else is he going to be practically used?
He could be used in Spider. I've recommended him to some people as a Spider tank.
Yep.
In a lifesteal set. So
okay.
He's probably not the best for that, but he does the job.
Nice. And last, but I would say probably the best out of these three is Sandlash Survivor.
Yes.
When Sandlash got introduced, is it fair to say that she pretty much changed like the way people were building clan bosses at the time, right? Because I mean, she really did a lot for a lot of people. If they only had one counter attacker, she obviously extends it if they get the right speed. And she basically allowed you to have one counter attacker in your team. But she did a lot for a lot of people and still does. She's got a really cool kit, right? Anyone who's got her?
Oh, well. I mean,
yes, I have used her the last 3 months in my team. I had 2 counter attackers, Sepulchre, Sandlashed, and a Poisoner.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've used her because I wanted to have all-time counter attack and wanted to be affinity friendly with this team and have the most defensive team I could get out of my account. So she's awesome. She's awesome. And she's carrying me through Doom Tower for the Magma boss and for in Faction Wars. She's a beast.
Yeah, she's got a lot of utility. You can use her in a lot of places in terms of survivability and buff extension. She's got, and obviously the aura as well is very important. Defense in all battles. It can be useful, obviously in Doom Tower as well. But yeah, she's been really useful for my account, especially. Rufus, you've got her as well.
Yeah. Actually, I was as soon as she came out, I was really wishing to get her on my account. Because back in the day, I wasn't running a Bat Eater team from Clan Boss. I had a very tanky team with Tyrant, just a 1-1 team. I was doing some decent damage to Keen UNM, but I really felt that Sandlash would take it to the next level. I didn't pull her, unfortunately, until I built my Bat Eater, but I still invested in her. She helped me finish Faction Wars easily. She still pops up every now and then in Arena, in defenses, because of her passive. Which can disrupt people who are not, let's say, well prepared to face it. She's probably one of the best all-rounder champions as far as epics go in the game in terms of what she can do or the roles that she can play. She's a mini Krisk. She's also a defense supplier, and she also can help CC waves. So she does a lot. She does a lot, and she's probably in the top 10 of the epics in this game, at least as far as non-void epics.
Well, okay, all right. I was gonna say. So you saved yourself there, I think. I was about to write top 10 epic in the game, and then you said non-void, and all right. I'm with you with the non-void. I get it. Sorry, I just wanted an argument, Rufus. That's all I wanted.
You're
Yang,
gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Just wait.
Yang, do you have Sandlash Survivor as well, mate? If so, how long have you had her? Where do you use her? That sort of stuff.
Yeah, I wish I had her.
Oh, Rip.
Especially-
Mate, one day soon. One day soon.
Yeah, I think she's the only orc epic that I don't have, and I wish I had her especially for guides, because when I mean she's a very good pair to a lot of champions in clan boss. Like you can use some very different and easier comps in clan boss with her. Let's say for Sepulchre Sentinel.
Yeah.
If you have just Sepulchre Sentinel, you can put her 4-3, and you put her to take this double turn between AoEs to block the second AoE and the stun. But you need a lot more speed, and if you have Sandlash Survivor, you can put the Sepulchre Sentinel to take the double turn before the AoE 1, and then you have block debuffs and defense up throughout the whole fight, and the speed requirement drops a lot. So she's a very good champion to do different things in clan boss. So I really wish I had her, actually.
Yeah, she's great, and yeah, like you said, she does just so much for people that use her. I've kind of saved Want to Mess for last for this one, because Want to Mess, I'm guessing that you've kind of outgrown the use of Sandlash quite a time ago.
Oh yeah, when she came out, I already had no use for her.
Right.
So that's why I wasn't really commenting.
Yeah.
She's in my Faction Wars team, but she could probably be replaced there. She just, like, when I was building teams way back in the day to finish Faction Wars, she has an aura that works in all battles, so I liked that. Extend my own buffs, because I was running and still run a shield set on my Vrask.
Right.
So I was just like, oh, okay, this can work. But yeah, by that point I was already running. I think I was running a speed team for Clan Boss. She could have fit into it, but I think I already just had my team kind of locked in. So yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, again, if you're not in that late game like Want to Mess, she has got some great kit. And Yang, I hope you get her soon. That is for sure. Whilst we're talking about champs, before we go on to the other champs, I kind of want to get a few more opinions. Helium, we had a whole bunch of champs released last week. Astralon, Nogdar the Headhunter, Samar, Gemcurse, Cardial, Countess Lix, Sissia, Runekeeper, Deacon, Clogrun. There's loads. Pestilus, Lodric, Fodbor, Godseeker, Clod, Prundar, Tarshan, Boltsmith, Scrapper, Abyssal, Flayler. Like, so many got released last week. We've gone through them all last week as well, but just some of your favourites that you've got already or that you're looking forward to be pulling. Helium.
Yeah, I just got Lodric from the fusion.
Yeah,
that's it. So my account is unlucky for this part, but I did a guide on Cardial because my clan leader got him.
Nice.
I will record a video of the Aniri guide for the Aniri after this podcast. After the stream today, and tomorrow I will have the account from one of my subscriber to test Cecilia. So nice. I'm very excited, and I will make a video for Tuesday, I think. Yes, of course. So yeah, they all look very, very good. Cardial is one of the champions I like the most. His kit is very, very nice, and his kit is not that unique, but he combines a lot of champion, and that's what I like. That's what I like of him. And yeah, I think the rest of the champions are also good, but I haven't seen a lot of guides, and yeah, the most of them are a little bit niche. They only fit in one specific place or something like that.
Which is better than none, though, right?
Yeah, okay.
We've had that previously. But yeah, as long as they've got some sort of practical use. But it's going to take a little while for these chats to get circulated into the system, even longer for a little while for people to actually do builds and make a few videos on them and stuff. So yeah, I think it's coming. I think Cardial is a lot of people's pick of the bunch. But I mean, once a mess, we've gone through that list as well. We talked about them as well. There's just so many champs coming in, and a lot of them do have at least 1 or 2 uses. Are there any that you're particularly excited to be getting, or do you have a few of them already?
I mean, I pulled 2 of the Godseeker Aniris.
Yeah.
She is really, really interesting. I haven't built them yet because I tend to slack on building new champions until there's a worthwhile champion training, just because I really hate champion training.
Yeah.
But she has a really cool kit for Platinum Arena. She's been showing up in defenses. She's really annoying depending on how well built she is. Obviously we talked about Cardiel. I think he's really cool. He's just like a straight up, or the way that I would use him, he's a straight up better. Oh gosh, who's the other girl that cleanses and puts block debuffs? I can't remember her name. But he's a straight up better version of her. He has a speed aura. He reduces damage from a lot of the really oppressive factions in Arena, and most importantly, he reduces damage from Hegemon.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Yeah, Sky Touch Shaman. Thank you, Shaggy.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, I those are kind of the main 2, and then there's 2 of the epics that are coming out where one of them has increased accuracy and increased speed, and the other one has increased accuracy with increased crit damage. I'm kind of interested in both of those.
Trying to remember their names. It's going to be a while till I sort of memorize them all. But yeah,
I think the dwarfs, or
no, the dwarf, that's the rare is the dwarf. I don't remember what the epic ones are, unfortunately.
No, okay.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, I mean, the legendaries all look super cool, and that's awesome. I'm not super familiar with their kits, but when I read them a couple weeks or like a week ago, none of them like crazy stood out to me. They just looked like cool, interesting champs with good kits, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I think we mentioned last week as well, we have had champions be released, and we're like, okay, what are they going to be doing? Not a lot. I mean, it seems cool that they've actually released a bunch of champs that are going to have a use somewhere, if not in the future as well. But yeah, one of the things we also talked about once a mess as well, and obviously some of these champs really don't look like they're in the right faction. And there's a lot of talk with the new faction coming at the moment. A lot of these champs look angelic. We've got other champs like the Undead Samurai, which look like Saito, for example, which should be coming out in this faction. That's going to be coming out. We've got a few other dwarf-like samurais. What's your whole feel with the champs going in the right factions? Are they on the right sort of road, or is it kind of confusing to you too, seeing some of these champs in these factions?
I think the Sacred Order ones make perfect sense. I think that Saito really doesn't fit. As you said, I mean, they specifically said, hey, like, samurai are coming, right? And that's literally what Saito is.
Yeah.
So I don't really know why they bothered to do that. Yeah. But then the other factions are, oh gosh, do you remember what the actual names of the other factions are?
It's the Elysian Elves.
Right.
Which is not the one they're going to release. We've got the Undead Samurai, which is going to be in a couple of weeks. And there was a purple banner, and I can't remember what it's called. It wasn't Dark Elves, it was something else. But no, I can't remember the third one. But Elysian Elves or Nyresian Elves.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few coming about. But yeah, I can't remember them all. I don't know if they've changed their minds, though, is my question. I think they might have restricted themselves to 3 factions, got an idea like angelic and demonic type thing, and just tried to put them in while still keep their 3 factions. So I don't know if they're just trying to... I don't know. It's just kind of confusing. So we've got... who was that other guy? Was it Barbarian? Yakar the Scourge. You telling me he's not a samurai?
Don't talk to me about Carl. Your boy Carl.
Talk to me about Carl, what's a mess? What's going on?
I'm not a... Well, I mean, okay. As a champion, he has an okay kit. He's a little bit niche. Whatever, but I personally I don't have a good relationship with him.
Okay.
During the last Void 2 times, the previous, not this most recent one, the previous one.
Yeah.
I had quite a few shards. I was pulling to get some good champions, and during Void 2 times, I pulled until I hit Pity. I had to pull like 200. I hit it on like 215 or 216 shards during it 2 times.
Yeah.
And I pulled Yakarl the Scourge. And now this time during the brand new 2 times, I pulled another copy of. He was like, it was like 10 shards in. I pulled another Yakarl, and it was just like, come on, man, come on. And it's just like, because it's spoiled. Because you see the legendary. You see the gold, but then his frost animation pops up immediately. So I knew before the champion ran out, I knew it was another Yakarl the Scourge. And it was just like, oh man, Plarium, why do you do me like this?
Mate, at least he doesn't jingle.
Sorry,
all right, so you know.
He might be a hunter in his spare time.
Yeah.
Man's complaining about a second Yakarl the Scourge, mate. Try grinding for 16 hours for a Sir Nick and get a Jingle Hunter, and for the whole community to remind you every day. Right, that's something. Anyway, yeah, Samurai Barbarian. That was my point. Sorry, that was a little bit of a. Ooh, I feel better now. Got off my chest. Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about him looking kind. Now that I see the armor a bit more, yeah, I do see the samurai look.
And like Iron Braga
Yeah.
as well from Dwarfs, right? I mean, he kind of looks like a samurai as well. There's just a whole.
Yeah.
There's just a whole bunch of them that look somewhat different. I mean, it was Iron Braga. Oh, he's not Iron Braga, and no, he's for the other one. Mate, he should be in Dwarves.
He's an orc, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yes, he's an
there
orc.
you go.
But maybe samurai don't have any, let's say, conditions on the races of the members of that faction. Maybe you could have elves and orcs and humans and so on.
That is
Valerians,
fair.
Sorry, Valerians. Let's use the appropriate terminology.
Yeah, I was talking about this with I don't know who was it, but I was talking about like, okay, you can have undead samurai because you have Dark Alhain.
Yeah.
And she's an elf and she's an undead elf.
Yep.
But I think samurai extends to other races and other things. You can have like a skinwalker samurai.
Yes.
But the strange thing to me is they are like using their resources because yes, this company can build can create many art for champions, but you're using your art for samurais in other factions, and this is like strange, at least.
It's because they know what's going on, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they know what the plan is, but to us as players, we're like, huh? You know?
Do they know?
Well,
I wouldn't put my hand into the fire for this.
Kind of, sort of, probably no.
yeah, I'm sure they've got a master plan.
That's true.
But they're just not telling anyone. But yeah, so there we go. I don't know. We'll soon. Time will tell, right? We'll find out when the faction comes out in a few weeks' time. Next month, we'll do it pretty good, right? Next, we've talked so much about champions. Let's kind of break some news for everyone. Let's start with Helium. Helium, obviously you've been a fan of the channel. We've chatted several times before, and you mentioned the other day that that you're trying to start up a German raid podcast for the end of the month. And I was like, man, let's get you on Shadow Legends. Let's talk about it. Let's let everyone know. But yeah, so let's talk about it, man. Where did the idea come from, and what's the plan?
The idea came from you because
look at that.
I've watched nearly every episode of Shadow Assemble, and I love it. I love the talk of the different minds. You invite people from all over the world, from high platinum players, from clan boss masters, from every aspect of the game, and so and you choose the right topics to have a very good discussion from every perspective of the people. So I like the idea behind it, to get the different minds in one discussion and let them talk about raid and the actual topics, the patches, the fusions, and everything about this game.
Right.
So I wanted to do this in the German community because we have it, but not every month, not every week or something like this. So I wanted to do it on a regular base, and thought about it, yeah, just to do it, and that's what was my idea. So I started it. I started to contact the other content creators and everything, and yeah, we the end was we chatted about it because I needed some advice of the setup, and now I'm here.
Nice, man.
Talking to you.
So how is Raid reacted to within the community in Germany? Like, how many content creators are there in Germany for Raid, and what are you sort of hoping to do in the long term?
Official content creators, there are just 3, I think, and they are a lot, but yeah, not everyone is doing it on a constant base, doing every week some videos or streaming every week or every second day or something like this. Most of them are just on YouTube. The other ones are just on Twitch. So I do both because I want to to spread my viewers and everything. Yeah, and a lot the big ones are also on Twitch and YouTube, so I thought, why not? Why not? There are not that much big content creators, and the German community is a little bit small in Raid. We are lacking a lot of guides. Not everyone can speak English or understand it. So I thought about growing the German community a little bit to involve everyone and in Raid, and yeah.
I agree, man. I think it's a great idea. It's the amount of content creators that I've seen since I've been doing the podcast. The idea was to try and get one new person on each week, and I thought by the end of the year I should be pretty done, right? And here we are, year 2, and there are still more content creators to get on than what I've had on, right, in 42 episodes. So it's insane that the growth that we've seen in 12 months for Raid Shadow Legends in general. I'm sure you start the German podcast, and I think you're going to see other German content creators, especially in lockdown, think, oh, I can do that too. I would love to get involved in something like that. So I think it's a fantastic idea. And like I said off stream, mate, anything I can do to help make that happen, I'm here for you, man. That would be great. And yeah, I wish you all the best for that, mate. As soon as you get a title and everything, let us know. Do you have a title yet?
Not now.
Not now. Well, when you get all your information and details of it, mate, let me know and we'll share it around for everyone, right? That'd be awesome.
I will. Thank you very much.
No worries. And once a mess, let's kind of talk about your week. Yang, you're gonna have to mute yourself now. Too many ice cubes in that whiskey. There we go. There we go. Once a mess. Yeah, you've had an amazing week, mate. So let's kind of start. So Arena is obviously been your sort of go-to activity for a long time now. Arena has gone through phases over the last few weeks and months. Before we talk about your grind last week, just talk to us about Arena, the story over the last few months since the last time we talked to you, and kind of where it's at the moment for you in Plat.
For me in Plat, nowadays it's good. It's actually competitive. Plarium finally actually fixed boosting, to my knowledge, to our knowledge. So that's really good. It's just been honestly kind of a constant grind over the past couple of months. I push every Sunday. I don't always stream it, but people like to watch me push, so I usually stream it.
Yeah.
I had a couple, like maybe a month ago, I had a couple of rocky weeks, but overall I'd say I've pretty consistently still been placing in the top 20 every single week.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's definitely been getting a lot harder, honestly. Everybody's defense is really picking up. People are, I don't want to just say everybody copies the top players, but people who have the champions to pull off certain defenses, like you find someone who does better than you or places higher than you or has better gear than you, and you try to copy or emulate them, to the best of your ability. Maybe you change something up to kind of throw some people off, but it's just overall the quality of teams has really shot up. So
yeah, I mean, I've been seeing some crazy strats, and there are some just crazy numbers out there in some of the stats that some of those guys have got. But Arena has kind of evolved, and I know people are still having those bot issues lower down in the ranks, and I know they're trying to sort of work on things like that. But Arena in Platinum seem to be a bit more stable now, right? There's not so much cheating or boosting going on anymore. It seems to be pretty much, up for grabs for anyone, really. It seems to be a rather fair race. The fairest it's been in a long time, anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. No more cheating, no more boosting. It's definitely up for grabs to literally anybody. If you can push up, if you can compete, if you have the offense teams, if you have the defense teams, you can absolutely compete. I don't like the whole idea that like clans control all of Platinum, because that's not true.
Right.
But there's sort of GNL, which I'm in, Mad and Tau are definitely like the top 3 most prevalent in Platinum. And us 3 clans do take up most of the top 20, but that does not that's just because Tau recruits a lot, GNL has good players, Mad has a lot of specifically super good arena players, so that's kind of why that's happening. But so a bit long-winded, but yeah, basically it's up for grabs every week.
And it's good.
I think, if I have anything to say about it, I mean, what the way I see from outside of all this, because I don't do plat, I don't have the gear or the champions, but I think when you're trying to compete there and you're a good player and you have the champions and the strats and things, if you place top 20 multiple times, it's natural for you to seek a clan that will help you to do what you want to do, and it will be natural for a clan to try to recruit you because you're a good player. So, I mean, it's kind of impossible to not have this, like, some clans do better in arena in a certain ways, because it's like an organic organism.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what happened to me. Gosh, however many months ago, I was in a top 100 clan, but nothing too crazy, nothing special. I was really the only player in the clan pushing platinum regularly. I was finishing top 20 consistently back then. I had already kind of known Mandible a little bit, but him and GNL and then Tau were also trying to recruit me at the time. That's what happens. But I didn't want to just dive right into this, but a lot of people do have the idea that, oh man, if being in a top clan helps you like push up higher into platinum. I do agree that if you want to finish platinum, aka just finish anywhere, being in one of the top clans does help, absolutely. But once you hit sort of my level, where consistently in the top 20, it's actually, I wouldn't say a huge detriment, but it is actually a detriment. There are a lot of personally for me in GNL, there's a lot of our lower clan members who maybe they can push into, the top 150, top 100 or so of platinum, but their defenses would actually be extremely easy for me to hit. Now, of course, as a clan, we're working on this to help people, etc., but not being able to hit, a good chunk of people who would be very fast wins for me actually ends up being a detriment to me, so...
And let's talk about also your week as well. You've obviously you pushed for plat last week. You managed to hit #1. You recorded a video and you posted that on YouTube as well, which is your first sort of your YouTube video this week. So you've had a crazy week. You got to #1 and you posted your video. What's the reaction been like? How have you farmed that experience, man?
I'm still feeling really good about it, honestly. To my knowledge, this is the first full legitimate trophy for my clan GNL, so that feels really good to have the first one. I part of me wishes I had actually streamed it instead of just recording it, but who knows, maybe I would have cracked under the pressure or something like that. But just it overall feels really good. And then I finally, like, people have been asking me on stream to do YouTube content for a while, and it's been kind of a back and forth. I don't exactly have the time to do like full-time YouTube content creation, but I finally felt strongly, hey, this is a really good achievement. I want to do a video on it, and so honestly the reaction has been really, really, really positive. Lots of views, lots of subscribers, all in the first day. Everybody's commenting saying, hey, it's really cool to see platinum level content, because there's not a ton of people who do YouTube that put out like good platinum content. So we'll see how it goes from here. I plan to do maybe not quite as an in-depth video as this time, where I like talked about all my champions and their gear, etc. But the plan now roughly is to record every platinum reset and do some kind of video with it, and then try to do like a once a week video of just a topic that I want to do. So
so I mean, starting YouTube is no easy feat. I mean, we're all walking down different paths as well. How is that progression from Twitch content creating to creating YouTube videos? Because it is a different beast. How is that sort of transition working out for you?
It's a lot harder. I had and really still have no real idea of how to like really edit videos and stuff. I have a personal friend in real life that doesn't play Raid or anything like that, and he's not like crazy or he's not crazy knowledgeable about editing. But he had his own YouTube channel that he was kind of messing around with a while ago, did a lot of his own editing for videos, and he was able to just show me some basic ropes just to put together a video. And then from here on out, I'll have to kind of figure it out myself. So we'll see what happens.
Wish you all the best on that journey, mate. It is not an easy one, and it's touched a point. I just found a couple of editors to do it for me. I don't have the time to be able to do it. There is not enough time in the day to do everything, and so I've kind of put that towards other people. But yeah, I wish you best on that journey, man. Helium, same kind of question. I mean, you've obviously had that transition as well. Are you doing it yourself? And how did you find that transition? If Want to Message just starting out, what's one of the things that you would suggest, or a little hint or something?
It's a hard grind. I had no clue about editing videos, editing photos for thumbnails or something like this. I had no clue about audio or video for specific YouTube videos or streaming, and I spent nights without sleeping just to learn. I watched tutorials, I watched guides, I did everything, and the first, I think, 3 or 4 weeks I slept about 3 hours per day just because I was grinding and learning everything. Now I'm fine. I can edit and make a video with thumbnail in about 3 to 4 hours. What is, in my opinion, very good for someone who has no clue about it. So yeah, I'm okay with it, but it's a hard grind, but it's fine. Every time your video is done and it's rendered, you're happy. You're happy. You're very happy.
Yeah, so I really tried to kick things up. There were certain stages I knew that last year especially I was going to be sort of, I couldn't focus too much on YouTube. So the podcast and what we see here was the one constant that I had in order to give myself time to grow elsewhere. And now I'm really at a point where I'm trying to pump out like a lot of YouTube videos. But I'm enjoying that process. It's good to see YouTube Studio with 20 videos unreleased sort of thing, right? And it's good to see, and you can have a plan and release them. It's pretty good. But yeah, it is a struggle. I mean, everyone. I mean, Yang, you've had a great couple of months. You said you're getting like 400 subs a month at the moment, which is really great. You surpassed your 2,000 subs as well. I mean, yeah. How did you find the transition? How is things working out for you and creating content on YouTube and editing and stuff?
Yeah, I think I started the same, and I started from YouTube, and then I got to Twitch. And when I started, I was exactly the same. My father is a director, a cinema director, and I had a little bit of clue about lightings and uh, I, I, I guess that's it. Actually, it was about shooting my face and the lightings. That's it. But editing, like art, thumbnails, posting, render, I didn't have a single clue, and it was just the same. I spent many nights studying, watching YouTube videos, and now I can like record, edit, and do all the stuff in the video. If I'm fast and I'm not that careful with all the things that I'm doing, I can do it in 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
But I generally spend like 4 hours doing this. And I mean I love the content creation part. I love the community, and I transitioned to Twitch because Twitch for live stream is way better than YouTube. I did live streams on YouTube, but there's no interaction with the audience.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need to go to Twitch. And yes, my channel is growing in a very good place because Brazilian. I think the only big community is like English community, not English speaking community. Because
Right.
like here in Brazil, we have a really small community. My Discord is like 500 people. My YouTube is 2,000, which is good.
Yep.
I'm growing 400 subscribers a month, but it's still very small compared to like Chosen, Hell Hades, Ash, and other like great big content creators.
Right.
But I'm super happy with the result. I'm growing every video, every edit, and yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, just congrats on all your success. I spoke to you last night. You're doing really well for yourself, man. Keep it going, and yeah, I hope we all start getting 400 subs a month. That'll be pretty something.
Yeah.
Rufus, I mean, yeah, you've had sort of the same sort of experience. You've had some technical difficulties in terms of creating a YouTube, but you're up and running now. You've got YouTube videos made. We've had the vase reveal. I mean, what was just one of the things that you'd recommend to people just starting creating YouTube that you kind of picked up like early on?
No, well, things is, I'm actually still in the learning process, and what I would recommend to people is to just learn as much as they can and to be very consistent on their upload schedule.
Yeah.
If there's anything I would say to people, because, well, not that I'm making excuses or anything, but I was very lucky, quote unquote, during the last end of the past year to the early months of this year for my own business, because, well, just I run my own company, my consulting company, and I was lucky in the sense that I got tons of jobs and lots of business coming towards my company, which in a sense allowed me to well, have a better let's say look forward towards the situation, but at the same time I couldn't really keep up with the upload schedule, or even to improve the quality of my uploads. But I kind of find some equilibrium lately. The last two videos I made, one was like a view grab on Astrolon, because a clan member, Coltrane, fused him like day 2 or day 3,
Nice.
really early on. So I probably was one of the first people to upload a video on him. It was really bad quality, really choppy, because I had problems with my PC. But still, it got a decent amount of views, and it got me back on track with subs. And again, it's YouTube is a consistency game. You need to have good quality videos. You need to build rapport with your subscribers, and to upload regularly. If you just go about uploading videos like every other day or every 2 days and do that for a few months, you're definitely sure to get to the milestone you want. For instance, before uploading that video, I hadn't uploaded anything for like 3 months almost.
Yep.
With a single video, my subscriber count jumped by 40.
Nice.
And I wanted to jump on earlier on the State of Arena, but instead of doing that, I will have a shameless plug, and maybe if I can, I will send a link in the chat.
Yep.
Because the latest video, the one with the face reveal, is actually more of a call to action from Plarium, because they asked us moderators to gather feedback from players on Gold 4 and Platinum
Yep.
about what could be improved. So these are suggestions that will be sent directly to the devs. Hopefully some of them will be taken into consideration. So yeah, feel free to comment, leave any suggestion you feel could improve things. And as back to what you said earlier about the state of arena, I will not go in length about it, but opinions are really mixed. And what I feel like is that there is a conflict of interest between long-term and end game players and more early game or players that haven't been around for that long. So the needs and wants of each of these two categories are very different. So I'm really eager to see how they get met with this new, let's say, revamp of Arena, hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope so. Long story short, though, what's mess? We've all gone through that start, mate, and it is difficult. It is time consuming, but you'll figure it out. You'll get in that system, and it'll be smooth sailing. It takes different lengths of time for other people, but I wish you all the best, man, and just try and enjoy it, right? And if you enjoy it, they'll enjoy it. I think you'll be fine. But good stuff, and congrats on your first video. Yeah, go on, Yang.
And if I can add something to Want to Mass, I mean, you have something that is super awesome because you're super knowledgeable and you're super, I don't know how to say it in English, but you're, I don't know how to translate it. Cause
say it in Portuguese, let's try.
Didática.
Delicious?
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure it's a very nice compliment. So thank you.
The way you teach, you explain the things to people is very good, and it's very understandable. And
he's easy to listen to, isn't he? Yeah, he's easy to listen to. Like when Want to Mess speaks, we listen. You know, it's cool. I like it.
Yes, I love watching your stream because I really learn a lot from your streams because you're super easy to understand, and this is something that skyrockets your views because people have different needs in the way they learn, and the way you teach, you kind of do it for almost all the different things they need to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's really good. Just keep it up, everyone. Really, just keep things going. I kind of want to do a little bit of a self promo as well now, real quick, before we move on to the next topic. It does involve the one and only Yang as well with us. We were talking last night. And so, long story short, guys, some of you on my channel may know I've had an idea for a raid show for a long time, but I've been waiting for the right sort of dance partner, so to speak, or someone that's just crazy enough to accept it and to have a bit of fun with me. So I got in touch with the Yang Gaming, and we both agreed that would be a lot of fun. Let me talk to you about Get Crunched. All right, so I'm going to see if I can try and get an image up right now. I know, as soon as I mentioned the word crunch, you're all thinking, huh? What? Oh, no. Yes, you should be thinking that. Hang on, let me get the right image. Where's it? There we go. Copy, link. So basically, this is an idea of a shard-off competition. Okay, I'm just going to try and get the image up on OBS right now. The idea is 30 ancient shards each. It just so happens it's going to be a ×2 ancient shard tomorrow. Sorry, next weekend. And so on Friday, next week, myself and Yang, we're going to have 30 ancient shards each, right? And we are going to, I'm just still get the image done. No, there we go. So, oh dear, that's a bit big. Let's minimize that. So this is Get Crunched. We're going to have 30 ancient shards each, and we're going to pull these one by one, and we are going to add up the points. Rares are going to be 1 point, epics are going to be 3 points, and legendaries are going to be 7 points. We're going to have power-ups as we go, so as we're opening up these shards, I might say we might go 3, 2, 1, open, and I'm going to say swap. And as we're opening up the shards, we're going to swap the shards, and I would get Yang's points, Yang would get my points. We're also going to have, well, the other points I've got, no points, 3, 2, 1, no points. Yang would get no points for that round. Yang has the same power-ups. He can choose when I have no points. And also, I added this in last night. Maybe we'll change it. I don't know. I did have Steel in there, but I added in Crunch, and we could potentially go 3, 2, 1 Crunch. No matter what that champion is, you're going to crunch it at the end of the show. But anyway, the idea, after the 30 shards, the person with the least points after the 30 shards would crunch the champs they just pulled. So winner takes all, pretty much. On a ×2 ancients.
Yeah.
I
do regret this already, but let's go.
Mate, it's gonna be fun.
Just joking, man. I'm just joking. It will be super fun.
It's going to be something. I swear to God, if I pull something crazy, if I pull a second Draco or something, it's not going to be. I don't know, but that's kind of the interest, right? And it's kind of got an edge to it. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time, and it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. So that's going to be next Friday on both of our channels. Make sure you're all here for that. It will obviously be on YouTube as well, but it's going to be live on Friday. Make sure you're all here. By gosh, if I get Septimus Diabolus, I will not be happy. I better win if I pull myself a Septimus. That's all I can say. But yeah, winner takes all. Whoever wins keeps the shards. If you guys like it, if you guys enjoy it, we can end up doing a best of 3 or a best of 5. And the loser of the series can give their monthly gems to the other's community, right? So if Yang wins, I'll give my monthly gems to his community. If I win, I not only get those shards and those channels, but I then get some gems for my community as well. It's a win-win for everyone. It's a unique concept. I'm looking forward to it, so make sure you're here for that. And Yang, thanks for saying yes. Honestly, it should be good fun. What's amiss? Could you imagine having a chance to pull 30 shards and might have to crunch them all after on a 2 times event?
I would never agree.
Yeah, me and my chat, we were yesterday. We were like thinking of excuses for me to get out quickly if I pull a Valk.
Yeah, we'll write it in the contract. Yeah.
Sorry, I have to go. I have to take my grandmother to the jiu-jitsu class.
Gone.
Sorry, my cat is on fire. I have to take care of him.
My dog's girlfriend's dad just died. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's all going to happen. But, I mean, it's going to be entertaining for sure. I mean, we were talking about it as well. Like, it's not going to be that bad. The chances are that myself or Yang are going to get a game-changing character within 30 Ancients are rather low. But there's still that possibility of it happening. And I think that's what's going to make it entertaining and fun to watch at the very least. It's a little bit tactical with the power-ups. It's going to be a little bit stressful for the loser, but it should be a whole bunch of fun for everyone. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, get Crunch Chat next Friday. I'm looking forward to that. Doom Tower. Let's talk Doom Tower. Helium Gaming. Let's talk Doom Tower, my friend. What's your experience with Doom Tower? It's been out for 2 months now. We're expecting another rotation sometime soon. What's your experience with Doom Tower?
To be honest, I love it. I love it because it was meant for the end game players, and it's for the end game players. So I'm in the early end game. But I can't compete in the hard Doom Tower. I can clear the first boss, and now I'm stuck on the second one because I can't pass him since the update from last week? Yeah, last week with the Nether Spider. I can't defeat him, but it's okay because it's meant for the end game, the end game. So it's okay. I'm fine with it. I'm grinding normal, and I love it because there is a competition. There is something to do. We have to think about our combinations of champions. We have to do something new, and that's what I love. I love to see something new. To think twice before we go in the fight and defeat a boss or some waves. Because I heard about the hard Doom Tower. Some stages are very hard, not the bosses, just the stages. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, for me personally, so I love it. I love it, and I think they still can improve it. And I think a little bit they overtuned it with the last buff or nerf. How do we want to call it? Because I think they destroyed a little bit the fun for the mid game players or the early end game players, because the Nether Spider on hard is now also very hard. To be fair, so yeah, I don't know. I think they overtuned it a little bit, but overall, I love it, and I think it was a good addition to the game.
Yeah, I think I was, one of the first people to praise them when it first came out. They obviously had a massive Christmas, Fusion, new champs, new gear sets. The Forge came out, Doom Tower came out. I think they bit us off a lot for Christmas, but I think they pulled it out of the bag and they did really well. But yeah, it just seems like Doom Tower best month might have been that first month when everyone's playing it, but then lots of people have been saying different. There just seems to be so many various different sort of opinions of Doom Tower and what's happened in the short amount of 2 months. Some people are saying that it took 2 years to build and they've ruined it in 2 months. I mean, others are enjoying it more than ever, and others literally quit on the day one. So there are so many various opinions on this. One semester, do you want to jump on in? How are you experiencing with Doom Tower? Lots have changed in 2 months. What are your thoughts, mate?
I'll be honest. Literally from day one, I accidentally did five floors on normal.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't switch to hard. So literally that first month where it was super hyped up, I was already behind everybody else, like speedrunning hard. So like literally from day one, I just kind of like wasn't that into it, and still to today, it's good content. It's more things to do in the game, which some people think it's good, some people think that's bad. I'm kind of on the middle ground on that. It's quote unquote free resources for everybody in the month. I really like that.
Exactly.
So it's providing more resources to us, which I love. I think end game players, new player, well, like I don't know how much new players can actually progress on the normal side for the resources, but all the resources being provided, super happy with that. But kind of a bummer that they promised different rotations every single month, and we've had the exact same one back to back now. And the most honestly, I'm really not happy with the most recent changes that they did. They wanted to make it more difficult. I understand that, but all they did was change the strategy, so very endgame players like myself, we just hop to the new best strategy because we have the champions, we can do it. That's all we need to do. All they did was make it tough for like mid or early late game players who might have one champion for a strategy, and they were able to complete that boss because of that one champion. All they did was hurt those players. So I think that it was really a bad decision by Plarium to do that. That's my opinion. So
I definitely agree with your last statement, Montemes, because if anything, they made it more of a silver sink for endgame players who have silver issues, because we can.
We've all got silver issues, Rufus.
Some people don't. Some people have billions. I'm not one of them.
Wow, true. Yeah.
But still, it makes it, let's say, a little bit more annoying. For instance, I stopped trying to beat the Nether Spider for at least a week now, just progressing towards normal. I'm gonna do the Nether Spider whenever I have time, because I was focusing on the fusion and other stuff. I mean, it's not a hurdle for me. I can do it if I just put like maybe less than an hour and a few million silver on it. But thinking about people who don't have the rosters that we do after almost 2 years of playing, and not even the knowledge, I'm just talking roster, resources, gear. You can just have specific champions, apply strategy, and get through it. The thing is, this comes to the way that Doom Tower was brought up. And we had a chat about it a couple of days ago, Saffron, on your stream. The conclusion is that they came out with the Doom Tower just as a way to appease the player base, as far to the lack of content that we were all clamoring for and asking for so desperately, as opposed to an actually well thought out mode with balance and so on and so forth. If anything, Factionals had more thought in it than Doom Tower. Doomtower is basically a copy paste of pretty much what you can say, or tower modes that you can find in other games, minus some of the unique mechanics.
Yep.
So, and if they came out with it in such a way, I wasn't at all surprised that they reworked it in such a botched out way. So hopefully we will see some actual reworks in the months coming forward. Mainly the rotation of bosses, because that's the thing that's definitely going to come out. And well, just fingers crossed, but still, it's, for me, it's a new resource source in the game. If you don't want to spend cash to get gems or energy or anything, Doomtower is pretty good for that, both normal and hard. And one last point I might add is that people have been getting Thea, the Tomb Angel, quite a lot recently.
Yep. And
if I would love to see the panel's reaction towards the statement that Plarium put out recently regarding why Thea is now considered so underwhelming.
Hang on. Okay, so yeah, Plarium made a post a little earlier on. So, where would we get? Another important thing that we have recently... Okay, that's not that. And we also can't avoid the Thea subject. I was like, what Thea subject? I was like, huh? Well, but apparently that was like a Thea subject. The important thing to understand here is that Raid keeps evolving in so many aspects, and naturally, we need to think in advance when bringing new champions to the game and assigning specific roles to them. Thea, like many other champions, needs to be discovered in specific locations, equipped in the right armor, teamed up with certain champions which are either already available or still await their turn to appear in the game in their glory. So, for anyone that's got Thea, basically, you're not gearing her right, or putting her in the right team, or using her in the right area.
Or you need the champions that still haven't come out, which...
right, or you need champs that aren't out yet. Yeah.
It's gonna be great, absolutely. You bunch of peasants you don't know.
Right.
Just like...
It's just really weird wording, isn't it? It's just like, yeah, we know she's not that great. Just wait for more champs to come out. Wait for more content, and she'll be good. Just gear her up properly. You'll be fine. You know.
Let's try to be fair here. I get the intent. I get what they're trying to convey as a message. Again, this is not specifically the wording of the community managers. They're just the messengers. So let's not kill them for that.
Oh no, it's just, but we can only read what they tell us, right?
Just putting that as a disclaimer out there. But the thing is, you're putting out a champion that takes quite a lot of hard work to get. Basically, arguably just as much as Lydia, if not more now after the nerf. Lydia, she's proven herself. She's now a really, really good champion in many areas of the game. She can be used in a lot of ways. Thea, I mean, well, granted, we just started getting her. People have just started testing her out. But the people who have started testing her out are people who know their stuff. People who have access to resources and who can actually build her in a lot of different ways and in a lot of different comps. We're not saying that Thea is crap. By no means. She's not a crappy champion or a bad champion. She's just underwhelming as far as being a top legendary reward from such a mode. But again, if we could put things into perspective, maybe there are other Legos that we are going to get from Doomtower as time goes on. So let's say that maybe the fact that she's not as top tier as we hoped that she would be is due to the fact that we are getting plenty of champions and some of them will be also good, etc., etc. But again, not the best of explanation to give, not the best of statements to give.
No.
At least give us some details. Tell us about what's going to come up and how we could use her, but don't just try to talk to us as if we did not.
Don't ask for details. Come on. Hey, hey, that's a step too far right there.
I forgot about that. All right.
Calm down. All right. Details. Who needs that? So one of the things as well that I didn't like is we kind of touched upon as well for this Doomtower is they obviously this took 2 years, right? As we're led to believe, this took 2 years to kind of make. Some people don't believe it. I don't know, but it's allegedly it took 2 years to be built, and we were going to get a different rotation each month. And not only have we had the same rotation for a couple of months in a row, it feels like they've used these 2 months as a test server, right? It feels like we've been the
Yeah.
guinea pigs
That's
to
it.
fine tune the Doom Tower, right?
No, it is the case. It's just because we didn't have a beta for it as we did for.
But they've been testing it for 2 years.
I would bet a serious amount of money or sacred shards on the fact that they just started developing Doomtown maybe 3 or at most 6 months before putting it out.
I don't know, man. I
That's
don't
not the
know.
content. They've
But
been working on some content, on some X content for 2 years. It could be the actual Void Tower that's still
Yeah.
in the dungeon list, but not Doom Tower.
But
Definitely.
even still, if you're going to have a test server, right? You don't. So one thing I didn't like about this batch was it didn't just affect the Doom Tower or the bosses, but it affected our champions, right? So we've had champions in the game for numerous years. Our nuker champions are supposed to nuke. What good is a nuker champion if it's not nuking? And so they've just
10% HP.
yeah, they've just basically neutralized all of our nukers. Well, some of them. I was well happy using Royal Guard, Xaviers, Cold Hearts. Like that was fun for me. And now it's kind of not. I don't know. I mean, Helium, any kind of thoughts on that, mate? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've lost a few characters in this Doom Tower update, personally.
Yeah, I think they went the wrong way with enabling just for the Doom Tower some abilities, some mechanics in the game. Those are mechanics, they work in every aspect of the game. And why you disable it just for Doom Tower, just because some end game players are cheesing with it, or the mid game players are having success with it. I can defeat the Doom Tower just because of my Cold Hearts, of my Royal Guards, of the max HP, of I don't know, the turn meter manipulation. So yeah, that's it. So why you depleting the mechanics of the game just for this content? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
My idea was make another make a nightmare mode for Doom Tower and add some different mechanics, some nightmare mechanics, like you did it in Fire Knight. The first, I don't know, 7 stages, he has just 5 shields. Then he has 10 or something like this. Evolve and make it hard. Make it for the end game player. Make it for the big spenders, for the content creators, something like this. And that's it. They, like, I don't know who was it, said now they heard it, the mid game players. They heard it, the free to play players. It's not good for the majority of the players. It just, I don't know.
I just clicked on the secret room and I saw it's lizards. I'm like, no!
Never gonna do that room ever.
That one's actually not that bad.
Never gonna,
Come
never
off
gonna-
it, want to mess. Who are you using for this? How do you have 5 lizards to use? Like, what?
I use Broadma, I use Jareg because I already had those guys at 60, and then I use double. I think his name is Basilisk, the one with the
I've got one of them.
A1, the AoE A1. They're both in stun sets, and then I run Jareg, and he's just in like those last 3 are all level 50, and he's just in like some damage gear with a little bit of accuracy so that he can stun and land decreased defense. And then I just target the enemy Broadma because he can revive, and then I it's like an 8-minute room, but I do it every time.
Oh, nice. I'll have to again.
Pretty not very much invested into it to make it fast. It's pretty easy.
I mean, Saffron, with your team, you could definitely do it.
Mate, but Jizzo though, Jizzo. I mean,
you have to do it once.
You need just to put some silver on that.
But again, so it's literally it's just a silver thing, right? I've been really struggling with silver of late. Finance has been a little bit low. Haven't been able to pump into the game as much as what I used to, like 6 months ago or whatever. And so I have to pick and choose which teams I rebuild, right? I can't just put in 50 million silver into the Doom Tower and get that back quickly. That's going to take me 3 weeks to get back pretty much at this rate at the moment. So I'm being really picky, and that's what I'm probably additionally salty about not being able to use my nukers.
I'm telling you, just put your Basilisk in stun, and that's all. If the rest of the team is in like at least usable gear, just target the reviver and you will win.
All right, we'll do that. Nice. Haven't even tried to take part. I was like, no, I don't even have it. I'm good. I'll get on that though.
The only epic that I have is a 60 Jareg and maybe a 50 Broadman, not even fully ascended. So that's why I'm reluctant. But yeah, as you said, it's doable. Needs silver.
Awesome stuff. Okay, we've got like 15 more minutes. I've got like 2 or 3 more topics to try and get through. See if we can try and get through them. So yeah, Playroom did make that announcement earlier on. What are they saying? Another important thing that they have recently launched: 2-factor authentication. Can I just say huzzah! Finally, if you're on Playroom Play, you can have 2-step authentication, right?
Yeah, and we've heard about a lot of cases of people getting their accounts, quote unquote, stolen or scammed out of their accounts.
Traded, scammed, got back, bought, sold. Yeah, it all happens.
Them kind of got it coming. Some people just genuinely got scammed, but some people were trying to sell their accounts and then got scammed out of it. Well, I wouldn't comment on that.
Some people sell accounts and then claim them back 6 months later.
Like, oh yeah. 2-factor authentication seems like a no-brainer for a game that actually requires such a heavy investment of real-life cash. So yes, a good move, and nothing more to add to that.
Elian, long time coming. Finally, 2-step authentication. People can actually rest easy now that they should be pretty much safer than what they have been.
I think it's a good thing because, like the podcast said, you invest a lot of money in this game, and then you get your account stolen, or you get scammed by someone on eBay or something like this because you bought an account and they took it back from you, something like this. I think it's good, but yeah, they needed 2 years for this. We all know Plarium are not the fastest, no?
Just think how much they could have saved on lawsuits if they did it earlier, though. Like,
nobody's buying accounts. Come on, what are you saying? This is not a thing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But look, as long as we've all been playing the game, we've all been like, yeah, this game really does need it. I mean, we all put so much money, time, and effort into this, and it need any kind of additional protection. I am so glad for so many people. People don't even know how important this is going to be until something happens. And so, yeah, don't take it for granted. I think it's a long overdue. It's a really warm welcome, and fair play. Let's go on it. And also, we're getting back in-game moderators again. Let me sort of talk you through what happened last time. Woodsmith, do you remember what happened last time when we got in-game moderators?
They gave them out to some. There's a lot of content creators from what I remember, like influential ones, and then they just took it away 2 days later.
Pretty much. So yeah, I was one of them. I was a moderator in game, and honestly, from my personal reaction, just the presence of someone with moderator on their name in the channels was bliss, and people knew that it was like a safe zone, a safe area. But literally 2 days later, apparently people got power hungry, and they literally they closed down the program 24 or 48 hours later, and here we are 6 months on, and Rufus looks like they're bringing them back, buddy.
They are indeed. Actually, it was the feature has been ready for a week or so. It was launched very quickly, maybe for a couple of hours. I did miss it because I wasn't online.
Yeah.
Just PS. I am one of the chosen few, so I'm just resting my Mjolnir, my Banhammer, next to my bed, and waiting for purely. So yeah, it's gonna come up next week or so, and we've been given. I mean, the moderators we've been given lines of let's say conduct.
Hang on. You've been given cold calling lines.
No, we've been given actually like a guide as to how the tool will work and what we're supposed to do with it and how we're supposed to handle specific cases.
So many questions. Tool? What tool?
Sure. Because it's a tool, actually. On the chat, it's a tool from the developers and the developed something, let's call it a moderation interface. It's
Okay.
pretty much the same that was available before, but they probably added some tweaks to it. I'm not familiar with what they did in the first instance of it. So it's what happens is when you are a moderator, you basically get a badge when you come in chat saying that you're a moderator. People will be aware of it, and as you said, just the spiritual pressure or the Reiatsu for Bleach fans is enough for some people to start checking themselves and not going crazy as far as spamming or going against terms of service. So what you can do is basically either warn a person or time them out, basically ban them, either for a limited period of time or indefinitely. And the good news, the good feature on it is that you can mark people for spam bans, meaning the level 7 accounts that you see that start advertising, purchasing accounts or stuff like that. You can immediately mark them for spam ban, and the AI, quote unquote, or the bot will learn from that and will mark those as spammers. Same for people who just start spamming, let's say, explicit stuff or start spamming insults, because we've had that in some channels. Some channels that become really toxic with people, like, let's say, spamming all day an insult targeted to a single person. So it's a double-edged sword, because we will use it very carefully in the sense that we will try to use it to improve the chat experience. But at the same time, we need to be very careful about what we mark as spam ban or spam.
Well, I'm sure those ads are part and parcel of it, right? I mean, I'm sure as soon as you see those ads, they're going to be the first to go. Do we know how many mods we're going to have this time?
Plenty out.
Well, we had too many last time, apparently. Is what my question.
This time it's restricted to mods that are actual mods on either Discord or Facebook or both.
Okay.
So there are people who've had some experience dealing with these kind of issues, at least on Discord, and we're being constantly, let's say, coached by devs and by more experienced community managers, so as to avoid any mishaps. So the power hungry issue, I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. If anything, one thing that I'm a little bit wary of is because there is also a component of machine learning in it or AI learning in it, because if you mark something as spam, the bot will also, because the bot is also a moderator, will also learn from it. So that's the only thing we need to be careful about.
Don't look at chat, Rufus. People are worried. Okay, I mean the main screen. Don't ban me. They're saying.
If you see me in the chat, just run.
Just run to a different channel.
That's what I'm gonna say. Dominator, I see you.
But I've been calling for this for a long time, right? I think when they took it away, it was a detrimental move towards the community. I feel that the moderate, just their presence was helping, and I really do think that having moderators in game is the best move. I put a message in the content creators. Let me just kind of read it. I'm slightly passionate about this subject. Let me start. I started with a Cirilla quote. Let me start with the important news that is not related to the game itself, but rather establishing order in the game environment. Starting next week, we'll have in-game moderation in our global chat rooms. I said literally what Watsmith said earlier. Last time you did this, you removed in-game mods within 2 days. Please back the mods. They are needed and part of the solution and not part of the problem. They will need backing. If in-game mods abuse their powers, remove and replace with someone more responsible of their actions. Don't just scrap the mod plan outright. The game needs them. Been wanting to see this ever since you took it away. Glad to see it back. Hope it's for good. Literally, we need in-game mods, and I hope they do back you guys. And I just really wish they don't remove the project and the program after a couple of days. And I wish you all the best, man. You and every other modder. I hope that you can do what says on the tin, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Helium, Yang, any kind of thoughts on in-game moderators? Is a good implementation, right?
Yeah, please come to Brazil. Seriously, man. Like there, you won't be even able to moderate any real players, because like no one talks into chat, because it's impossible to talk into chat, because the chat is flooded with those selling account bots, like literally flooded. It's impossible to have a conversation because every message that I message is like there is like 4 other bot messages in the sequence. So
Yeah.
we don't use the chat. So I actually noticed that when the mods were removed, the chat went this way. It was not like this when I started playing.
No.
But now it's literally impossible to chat. So I hope this fix it.
I mean, it's true not only for the Brazilian or Portuguese section of the chat, but also for at least as far as I checked myself firsthand, for French and for Italian at least, specifically for French, there are outrageous things going on because the game does recognize mainly English and Russian, maybe.
Yeah.
And people can get away with some ridiculous stuff. Not only just spamming, but just saying horrible things and not even getting spotted by the automatic mod. So hopefully in the mod team, we have people speaking several languages and coming from several countries. So that the human intervention will hopefully improve that. So that's something I'm looking
Yeah, for sure. Because like here in Brazil, a lot of people laughs when they type their laugh. It's like KKK. It's like KKK, and they got banned.
Yeah, that's an example.
I used to wave. I got banned for a wave. I put a circle and a backslash and a forward slash, and that was it. I put a wave, and we were getting banned. I got banned for 2 weeks, and we've had issues with the bot. The bot was oversensitive when they implemented it, and then they got it better, and then a year later the bot got oversensitive again, and it's just they've had so many issues with bots. It has been a nightmare, but hopefully, fingers crossed, finally done and dusted.
A fun anecdote with that is a friend of ours, a former GNL member, Raid RSL. He also streams Raid. He got banned several times for typing the word frick.
Oh God.
FRICK. So he started a movement. I'm actually a founding member. Frick Lives Matter. So the goal is to post as many times frick as you can before getting banned. So yeah, it's a thing.
That's crazy.
FLM.
All right. That's a cool way to finish. I think that's a really good positive sign that they're adding moderators in the game. I really hope that they're here to stay now for good, because the community sort of deserves them, and it's a better place with you guys in there. So yeah, best of luck with that, right? Guys, we have hit the 2-hour mark pretty much exactly. Mate, let's say a thanks to everyone that's here. Once Mess, it's been a pleasure having you back on again. I hope you've had a good time. What are you up to this week, man?
This week, while I was on the podcast with you today, tomorrow I will actually be coaching Hell Hades on Arena Platinum level. We've been working on some teams for him, and then we are going to hopefully shore up his defense. Or I'm not sure if we're going to do his defense on stream, because that might just open him up to be getting hit by a lot of people, but we are going to go push up to Platinum, use multiple different offense teams, get him a little bit more comfortable with fighting teams like that, so that during the push he doesn't freeze up when he starts seeing some real Platinum teams. So that's going to be really cool, really exciting. People have been pushing Hell Hades to push Platinum a lot recently. So hopefully we can hopefully he can do well to kind of not shut people up, but just hopefully he can do well.
Well, unfortunately, Hades has got BGE in his closet, right? From the whole chicken contest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that happened, and I don't think a lot of people forgot that, and I think he kind of wants to get over that. I mean, as well, so I think Arena is a good direction for Hades to be going in, and there's not many Platinum creators out there, like you mentioned, and I think that'd be really cool collabing with Hades. And good luck to you, man. That sounds like really good fun. And when is that exactly? Do you know?
That is roughly depends on when he starts stream, but tomorrow at 8 p.m. GMT or hold on, what's
8 p.m. GMT? Yeah, sounds about right. It's about this time tomorrow.
Yep, about this time tomorrow.
this time tomorrow. Mark it in your calendars, chat. Want to mess and Hell Hades in Arena. Don't miss it. That sounds like really good fun. Again, you can find all of the links for all of the content creators in the description down below. But yeah, Want to mess has been really good fun, man. Thanks for jumping on again this week. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, Rufus, it's been great, mate. I reckon you've got a very busy week ahead with the moderating involved and YouTube on the side as well. Yeah, thanks again for being here with us, mate. What are you up to this week?
My pleasure, my brother. And yeah, I'll be focusing on a few videos. As I said, I have some ready. I will be also doing a couple of streams, one for a Gear Clans. Shout out to the Gear Clans master here, Mr. One.
Oh, God.
Mate, we nearly got a whole podcast without mentioning it. Nearly. Oh. Sorry, What's a Mess.
I haven't streamed in ages, but I'm going to do it. Actually, I'm going to go through thousands and thousands of artifacts. But yeah, next week is going to be an upload week, and I've been working on my Astrolon. I've used him a couple of days ago and built him, and I've been having lots of fun with him. So I'm going to do take 2 on my initial chopping video with Astrolon with hopefully better content.
That's awesome, man. Again, thanks a lot for being here. A pleasure as always. And obviously, Yang, mate, you've had a busy week. You've had 2 birthdays, your birthday, your raid anniversary. You've jumped on Hell Hades channel. I mean, how can you top last week with this week, man? What are you up to?
Yeah, I think I can't actually, but it was a awesome week. But next week I will be working on new videos, and the other week I will be starting a free-to-play series with some rules. I will be only able to use epics once I get to the Nightmare Clan boss, and I will only be able to use legendaries to get to Ultra Nightmare.
Okay, all right. That sounds interesting.
It will be a fun challenge.
I'm down for that, mate. And don't forget as well, guys, we're doing Get Crunch next Friday as well for the 2x Ancient.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We'll give you more information on that as we get it. But yeah, thanks a lot, Yang. I'm glad you had a good week and hope you have many more like it, mate.
Thanks,
and
man.
it's all good, buddy. And Helium, mate, your first time on the podcast. I hope you had a great time. You've also got your German podcast starting at the end of the month also. Make sure you fill us up with all the details on that when it gets released. And but yeah, thanks for being on here. Hope you had a great time. And what are you up to this week, mate?
Of course, I had a good time. Thank you very much. It was a big pleasure for me. And yes, I will hit you up with the German podcasts. This week, I have a lot of guides to do. I have like 5 or 6 new champions to make a guide on. I want to make a guide on my Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team, and yeah, a lot of things to do. I want to make a forge guide because I can craft about 2k items in the forge.
Nice.
So yes, a lot of work to do for my YouTube channel, and preparing for the podcast. That's it.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more about everything, man. Thanks again for being on here. Guys, you can check out every single link in the description down below on Spotify, on YouTube, on Anchor. Make sure you go and show your support to everyone over the next couple of days, and it'll be awesome. But yeah, we've gone through over 2 hours of topics. We'll see you all again next week, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm TheSaffronMan. Make sure you hit like and subscribe down below, and try and share if you wouldn't mind. That'd be ever helpful. And let's get it out there, right? But yeah, thank you so very much. We're Shadow Legends Assemble. We'll see you all next time. Peace.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for that, guys. I really had a good time.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Done.
Of course.
We can all relax now. I'm getting ready to drink with cold brew and Deadwood. Yeah.
Oh, you're just getting ready? Way ahead of you, buddy.
Wow. I didn't want to drink beforehand because I know I'm going to be drinking with cold brew and Deadwood. For those that are in the chat and don't know, I come up with, we've got a new game show starting this week. It's going to be cool.
Cold brew and Deadwood, not me.
No, it's a 3-player game.
Ban him.
We had Purge. We had a drink the other day. We're okay.
Yeah, all right. I was part of the pop gathering, but it's okay. I'm gonna cry in my corner.
Oh, but no, you use your Mjolnir.
Oh, sorry, EU rats. With the fastest way to level 50 account for referral, you gain your player level XP by spending energy. So the more energy you spend, the quicker energy you spend it, and the quicker you'll level up, right? So if you want to get to level 50, farm Nightmare at 10 seconds, and you'll be fine. You'll be good. I did forget to respond. My bad.
Easy.
So Arcane Keep 1. I mean, if you want to waste your energy, I mean... I would rather... He hangs so infectious, isn't he? I wouldn't farm Arcane Keep 1. Maybe Arcane 15 if you can farm it quickly. It all depends what you can farm quick, right? You're going to throw away the account after 50. Well, that's a you decision. Why not? GG's.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, I don't think I've laughed so much in a podcast. Last time we laughed so much in a podcast when Stu came on and talked about watermelons. I think.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of funny weeks in Raid. So yeah, we had a lot of topics to laugh on.
Oh, for sure. Mate, Yang, you've got the most infectious laugh. It's like he tries to hold it in, but it still kind of comes through, and then it just releases, and that's it. It's so infectious. Gosh.
Thank you. Actually, my audience was like talking to me about my showcase with Hades.
Yeah.
And they were like, I don't understand what you're saying because they don't speak English. I don't understand what you're saying, but it must be super fun because you laughed the whole time.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much. It's laid back, right? We have fun as much as we can. But I mean, once a mess on Twitch is going great for you, man. I mean, every time I'm popping my head in, it's like you're not doing sit-ups anymore, and you still got you're well over 100 people each time, and things are going great for you, man. Congrats again on partner. That was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, dude. Twitch is going really well, and just people keep on pressuring me to do YouTube, so I'm finally breaking down, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's a tough cookie to crack, mate. It's just, I think I'm putting in more effort in YouTube than I have done in the previous 12 months, and I'm probably getting the least views as well. So it's kind of all about timing, I suppose, but I don't know, I'm cracking on. I'm just going to keep on pumping out the videos. It'll click at some point, I reckon. But yeah, fair play. All right, I'm going to go and try and get some food and...
Jo, ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Ja, mir hat es super viel Spaß gemacht. Es war mega geil im Podcast. Ja, es wird in Zukunft auch welche von mir geben. Wir sind gerade am Tun und Machen, dass das alles in die Wege geleitet wird. Aber ja, ich hoffe, das war schon mal ein geiler Vorgeschmack für euch und hat Spaß gemacht, hat euch gefallen. Und dann wünsche ich euch einfach noch eine gute Zeit. Vergesst bitte das Like und das Abo nicht. Das hilft mir mega weiter und bringt uns alle weiter und lässt mich das alles wirklich intensiver und besser machen, weil wir einfach größer werden, einfach mehr Reichweite gewinnen. Und dann, ja, wollte ich nur kurz sagen, sehen wir uns im nächsten Video, sehen wir uns im nächsten Stream. Alle Beschreibungen sind unten in den Kommentaren. Gute Zeit, bis dann. Ciao, ciao.